So if you're getting sciatica, pain in the buttock, going down the back of the leg, maybe even at the front of your shin, then you're obviously getting a pinched nerve, the sciatic nerve, at some point in your lower back. I'm going to tell you how we can fix that now. So I'm James, I'm an osteopath. I'm here in the UK. I've got 3 clinics and I'm treating back pain and sciatica all the time. The first thing to consider when you've got sciatica is it coming from here or there? It can come from the buttocks. A piriformis muscle has the potential to tighten up and pinch on that nerve and create what we call piriformis syndrome, which is pain down the back of the leg in the sciatic distribution, and that is called piriformis syndrome. It's pinching of a nerve on the piriformis muscle. However, it's much less common than the normal pinching nerve in the lower back from maybe a disc prolapse or a disc bulge. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to make the assumption, a good assumption, that the actual problem is coming from your lower back. This is especially likely if you're getting pain in the lower back as well, or if you've got a history of back pain. So if the nerve is being pinched in your lower back by let's say a disc prolapse or a slip disc or disc bulge, then that is going to impinge on the nerve and it's going to give you pain shooting down the back of the leg, and that is classic sciatica with a classic disc bulge or lower back pain presentation. So what do we do to fix that? Well, the first thing we can do is some simple flossing. Now flossing, what do you mean by that? Well, I don't mean flossing your teeth, I mean flossing the nerve. Flossing the nerve because it's being impinged at the lower back, and if you imagine a nerve there with a bit of pressure on it, we'd like to free that up. So what we do is we just floss the nerve backwards and forwards so that it's moving backwards and forwards where that impingement is, which may feel a little bit painful while you're doing it, but over time it can really help to free up that area and release the nerve. We do this by stretching the nerve, and it looks like this. So as you bring your knee up, of course you're pulling the nerve down, and as you do that you want to extend your head, because this whole nerve goes right from the back of the head there all the way down through the spinal cord, down the back of the leg, and we want to be doing this. We're bringing the nerve down and then back up again, down and back up. We bring it down by extending your head because you're bringing that closer, and then as you extend your leg, you're pulling it down this way. So you're flossing the nerve through that impingement. So it looks like this. You simply extend your leg and put your head back, and then bring your leg bent and bring your head down. And it's simply like this, all the way up, all the way down. Now this is very, very simple. It might not feel like it's doing much, but believe me, it's moving that nerve, and it's moving the nerve on the impingement or the pinching area in your lower back. So that's called flossing. You can do that for 20, 30 repetitions. And I would do that 3, 4, 5 times a day. You can do it regularly throughout the day. The next one we're going to look at is decompressing your spine, taking that pressure off the nerve. So the way you can think of it is like this. This is the spine, not your spine, but it's a spine. This red thing here is a disc bulge or a disc prolapse, which is what you've got, what we're assuming you've got. Now the nerve is this yellow thing. So you can see that if that is pressing on that nerve, we'd like to take the pressure off that area by decompressing things. So to decompress, of course, we'd like to pull that way, traction it downwards rather than compress it. If you imagine a jam donut, if you compress the donut, the jam pops out. That's what's going to happen with this. We don't want that. We want to do the opposite and decompress it. So we need to do a hanging movement. I'm going to show you how we do that now. So you find something like this, a chair, a table, you sit on it, hold on, lift your hips off, and then you let your hips hang. So your hips are hanging down, and you can just gently move them from side to side. So you can see I'm moving my hips. You can move them all around, and you want to just let your hips hang. Really try and focus on not contracting and holding them, but dropping them down. And as you're holding it and hanging down, it's tractioning the spine, which will gradually and gently take pressure off that disc, which means it comes off the nerve, less pain, shooting down the leg. You may well find as you do this, it immediately feels better in this hanging position. It immediately feels better because there is pressure coming off the nerve, and then you release off, you sit back down again, you feel the pressure build up, and it starts hurting down the leg again. It's a good sign that the disc is a big problem for you, and it's a good sign that this exercise is going to do you a lot of good. You can do this as much as you want. So you can hang here for a minute, 2 minutes, or as long as your arms can handle it, and you can do it regularly throughout the day, 5, 6, 7, 10, 20 times a day, as much as you want. Another way you can do it is by hanging off a kitchen counter, which will look like this. So elbows on, let your hips hang down and just let your hips drop. So you can see that obviously my feet were on the floor then, so I couldn't do it properly, but hanging on a counter, so your hips are dropping down, does the same thing. It's tractioning the spine, taking pressure off the disc and off that nerve. So with all of these exercises, of course, give them a good go. Hopefully they help you. If you get pain when you do it that lasts beyond just doing the exercise, it's perhaps a good idea if you don't try the exercise, you maybe seek out some help from an osteopath, a chiropractor, or someone that's really qualified to look at your spine and assess things and work out what's going on. But I do feel that if you've got a disc prolapse pressing on a nerve, giving you sciatica, you're going to get some great relief from these easy and effective exercises.